Okay. Okay, everybody. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I hope you're all having a fantastic day and you had a fabulous evening. And I just want to, before I go inside, just to say, you know how I important I think training is. So the fact that there are so many of you on this call tonight is amazing. And I just want to say thank you for being here. I'm really grateful and really appreciate you taking the time. I'm just going to switch off my phone. Sorry. We're all busy. We're all very busy. We've all got busy lives, but for your business, plugging into the training, to the weekly training calls, is a really good way, not only just to learn some new stuff, but just to get back in to your business, because we all know that one day can turn into 2 days, can turn into 3 days, and before you know it, a week has gone by and you haven't done anything in your business. And when you completely unplug, it's really easy to forget about it, and it's really easy to just let it slide. Okay, so weekly calls, one of the reasons why I do them, I'm not obliged to do them, but one of the reasons why I do them, why I think they're so important, is that it gives you the opportunity to plug back in. So regardless of what sort of week you've had or what you have, or more importantly, some of the things that you might not have done, it gives you the opportunity to plug back in, to re-energize, to just to get back into your unique business. So that's why I do them and why they're so important. But any kind of training that you can plug into, it doesn't have to be my training. You can go onto YouTube and access all sorts of free content. And there's always lots of free webinars as well that are available on the internet if you have a look. So before I go any further, let me tell you who I am. My name is Jenny Harris and I'm an elite orange status presenter. And tonight's call is all about blitzing. Blitzing 101. What is it? When to do it? How to do it and where to do it. All right. So let me just tell you a little bit about me, share a little bit of my story with you. I am based in the UK. Like I said, I'm an elite orange status presenter. I signed up with Unique, started my Unique journey on the 1st of October 2014. And that happened to be the day that Unique launched in the UK. So I am a founding presenter number 256 for the UK. My presenter number worldwide is 106523. So that kind of gives you a bit of an idea of where I fit into the picture. I am married. I have 2 children. I say 2 children. I have 2 teenage sons. My eldest is 17. My youngest is 16. And I've been married for nearly 19 years. I'm a retired police officer. I was a sergeant in Westminster Police up until November 2014, when I retired on medical grounds. I'd done 26 years and 4 months, and I retired on medical grounds because I have osteoarthritis in both my knees. So that just gives you a little bit of a flavour of what it is and who I'm about. My sponsor is a lady called Katie Thompson. She is based in America. She lives in Vermont in the US, right up near Canada. She's a Black Status 1. She has been in Unique since November 2013. So that kind of gives you an idea of our bloodline. And we are in our other upline elites are the likes of Whitney Husband, Bree Richardson, Nicole Smith, and Hayley Ragsdale. I can think off the top of my head, I've said all those names. All of them, including Katie Thompson, are all on the wall of influence. And what does that mean? If you're a new presenter, that means that they are all mascara millionaires. That means they earn in excess of £83,333,000 every single month. Okay, so we've got some real pedigree in our company. So the things that I deliver to you, things that I've learned, things that I've practiced myself. I don't teach you anything that I don't do myself. I would never ask you to do anything that I don't do, and I certainly wouldn't expect you to do things that I don't do. So whatever I ask you to do or suggest that you do or recommend that you do is because I do it myself. Okay, so let's get into tonight's training then. I've made lots of notes. I was going to do I have started to do a PowerPoint presentation, but some of the things that I need to show you tonight, you actually have to see me. and a PowerPoint presentation doesn't allow for that. So, because it means I have to share my screen. So I am sat here this evening, not looking my very best, but hey, this is the reality. We don't spend all our day in makeup and well groomed. So, and before going further, I just want to say we've had quite a few new presenters. So if this is your first team training call, welcome. We do have a new presenter training tomorrow evening, which is specifically for new presenters who've joined between January and now. This is a new thing that I've decided to trial to see if that's going to help you, because sometimes you come onto these team training calls and they might be a little bit more, you'll learn a lot from them, don't get me wrong, but if you're brand new, you just want to know the basics. So we have a new presenter training group, which is to get you start strong. If you're not in that group, please send me a message at the end of this call and I will add you, or send your sponsor a message and ask to request to be added. And also tomorrow night we have, like I said, we have a new presenter training call. That is at 7:30 and that will be run once a month. So the new presenter calls will be once a month, and in those calls we will strip right back down to basics, and I'll give you the basics that you need to get yourself up and running. And it also allows you to ask me questions, so we have a question and answer session as well, and we'll do that at the end of the call. So you'll have plenty of time to ask me lots of questions. Okay, so I hope you've got pen and paper ready, and to take lots and lots of notes, and let's dive into tonight's call. So, blitzing, what is it? That's probably the first question. You've probably seen that I've been posting that on a Monday and Tuesday, and for the last few weeks, I go out blitzing, and those blitzing days are blitzing with a purpose. Okay, so what is blitzing? I've looked at the dictionary definition of blitzing, and it says there's quite a few definitions, but the ones that I liked was one, a lot of energetic activity was one of them, and the other one is an intense campaign. Okay, so that gives you an idea of what blitzing is. Now, in order to build your business, you have to be blitzing, and blitzing means that you are just talking to people wherever you go. You'll have heard me, those of you that have been in business for a little while, you'll have heard me say this time and time again, that you cannot be a secret agent in your business. You have to tell people what it is that you do in order for them to know. They don't know, unless you're running around with a banner across your chest telling people what you do, the majority of people will not know. Because despite the fact that we are huge on social media and our business is geared up for social media activity, not everybody is on social media. And even if they are, they're not necessarily friends with you. So it doesn't mean they're going to see your posts. Okay? So you need to tell people what it is you do. So I'm going to be referring to my notes. I'm going to talk to you about some practical things, and I'm going to share with you some of the things that I do, and hopefully you'll be able to decide what type of blitzing you want to do for yourself, or if you want to incorporate all of the blitzing ideas into your daily business or weekly business, or into your plans. So I'm going to give you the information. You decide, as always, how you use that information that you're given and how you run your business. I think there's a bit of a lag on this. So if I look as though I'm getting a little bit cross-eyed, I'm actually not, but it looks like it is. So, but we'll crack on anyway. So there are different types of blitzing, okay? And one of the reasons why, let me just rewind a little bit. There are different types of blitzing. There's silent blitzing. There's blitzing when you're already engaged in a conversation with somebody, and there's blitzing where you literally make a decision that you're going to go out and you're going to hand out 20 blitz cards, or you're going to go out and speak to 20 people. So you're going out with an intent and you're going out with a purpose. So those are the three main types of blitzing. So your silent blitzing, you could be out and about, you're going into public toilets, to use the conveniences, I guess, or you can go into restaurants, or if you go to the gym, or any kind of public place, into the library, and you just leave your blitz cards or business cards in that space. So you just leave them lying around for people to pick up. That's silent blitzing, because you're not actually speaking to anybody. You're just going and leaving your blitz cards wherever you feel, or business cards wherever you feel like leaving them. The other type of way to blitz is when you're already engaged in a conversation, and there's lots of scenarios where this can happen. You could be standing talking to a mom at football or dance. You've just started your business and they don't know what you do. You're having a conversation. You ask them what they do, and then in turn they ask you what you do. So you could just say, I've just started my new business, and I'm trying to share. Can I just share with you what it is I do, or just something? But you're already in a conversation, and you can pop out a blitz card, leave them a business card, but you're already in that conversation. And then the other way is when you go out. This is what I've been doing in recent weeks. Is I've been going out with intention to blitz, and that is to go to an area and to have in mind what you plan to do with your time while you're there, and you get on and you get it done. Okay, so what do you need to go blitzing? Okay, you need, I don't know if you can see, but it's really useful if you have a jumper or t-shirt or hoodie that tells you who you are. Personally, at the moment, I haven't been going out because it's too cold. It is way too cold to go out in just my branded hoodie. This one that I'm wearing, it says, I sell magic mascara. Oh, bear with me 1 second, I've just lost my backdrop. Oh, goodness me. Let me just, I'll be with you in 2 ticks. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. So what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so hoodie has got Ice Magic Mascara on. So that is something that you can consider to go out with. And what you also need is you need business cards, you need some blitz cards, you need some data collection cards, and you can make these yourself. You don't have to buy data collection cards. And you also need some pics on your phone, would be useful. So let me just show you some of the things that I'm talking about. So you can go out. I've got a bag. This is one of my bags. Ask me about my lashes. And it's got my contact details on there. So when you're out and about and you're sitting around, you've got your bag, and that's got your bits and pieces in. I've also got a foldy bag that I go and take with me when I'm doing my shopping. So I use that as my carry bag. I also, see, I have this. I am very lucky. I have this bag, which was a bag that was given us. It's a waterproof one. I use it when I go to the gym, if I'm just going for a quick sauna and stuff. That is one of the bags we got given when we went on the cruise. And then obviously we have this baby. This bag is absolutely fantastic for going blitzing. And I have to admit, since I've had this bag, this is the only bag that I use. So in my bag, you'll see that I have our catalogues there. I have blitz cards. I have business cards. I have a card that talks about the opportunity. I also have some data collection cards, which talks about, I don't know if you can see. Can you see that? No, it's not showing it. But that data collection card basically just allows you to collect details. And then I've got, because we're in the moment of beachfront bronzer, I've actually got a bronzer with me so that people can have a look at that. And in my bag, I just have the rest of my cards. So I have blitz cards and stuff in my bag, and obviously my purse to get myself a drink and a bottle of water. So going out, make sure you have your items because you're actually going to work. Okay, so have some blitz cards. So how do you do it? How and what do you say to people? So This is something that I guess if you've not done it before can be in a time when you think, oh my God, I can't do that. You know, going out, talking to people, stopping people, that kind of thing. All I would say to you is get over yourself. Okay? Don't let yourself stand in the way, because there are lots and lots of people out there who want what you have. If you don't tell them you have it, if you don't go out and meet them, they are never ever going to know. So get out of your own way. Don't be frightened, because if somebody says no, so what? So what? But I'm going to show you what you can say that very, very, very rarely, I think I've had in the 4 weeks, 5 weeks that I've been going out blitzing, a person turn around to me and say, no, thank you. Which was fine. I didn't die, I'm still here. So, blitz cards. What do you say, what do you do? So, like I said, if you do your silent blitz, you just leave your cards lying around. If you're in the middle of a conversation, you just might want to just mention what it is that you do and hand them a blitz card. I actually like blitzing now. It was something that I would put my hands up and say that I was scared of, but I knew it was something that I wanted to do. But I just didn't know how to go about it. And every time I told myself I was going to go and do it, I then could talk myself out of doing it. So, you know, I'm not asking you to do something that, or teaching you to do something that I wouldn't do myself. And I completely understand if you're a little bit scared, okay? But honestly, once you've done it, you will wonder why you were ever frightened. Okay, so you're out and about, and you see, and the other thing is, don't discriminate. You have no clue who needs what you have, okay? So, but you, by looking at somebody and making a judgment about them, you are already creating barriers and you are limiting people that you speak to. So I tend to choose somebody who has made eye contact with me. Okay, so if they've looked at me, and they might have looked at my bag, they might have looked at my t-shirt, they might have looked at something, I will speak to them. So I'll go up to them and I have my blitz card in my hand, because I always have them in my hand now. And I go up to them, and this is my blitz card, and I show them the blitz card and say, hi, my name's Jenny. Have you heard, or pay them a compliment. So if you notice that they wear makeup already, you say, I see that you already wear mascara. Have you heard of the 3D mascara? And you just show them the blitz card. Okay? Just show them the blitz card. And most people, I'm showing you upside down. Okay. Have you heard of the 3D mascara? Okay? And just show them in their face. And most people will say no. But if somebody says yes, you go, great. And you go, have you heard of unique heritage card? No. And you go, okay, so this is what it is. Show them. And then you turn it over and you say, and this is what it does. Okay? We say it increases your lashes by up to 400%. It makes them fuller and thicker, and you don't have to wear false lashes, and you can take it off with your normal cleanser. And they go, oh, and just leave them. Let them process that information. Then you say, these are my details here at the bottom. My details are on my card. You can see this lighting is horrendous. Let's get closer. No, there you go. So there are my details at the bottom. And if they're interested, I'll say to them, this voucher will give you 10% off today. So that's one way. The other way is go up to them and say, would it be okay if I gave you a money off voucher? So it depends on you and what you want for your business. Oh my God. No, okay, no, that's okay, that's fine. Okay, no, cool, that's okay. I thought for some reason, I don't know what I thought, but anyway. So, go up to them and say, would it be okay to give you a money off voucher? And they go, oh, and you say, they look at it, because they start looking at it, and you go, have you heard of Unique? And they go, no. Or they might say yes, but most of them say no. And you go, okay, 3D mascara is our number one selling product. This is what it is. And this is what it does. And that is quite a powerful picture. And you say, these are my details here on the bottom. If you decide that you wanted one. Today, I'm going to offer you 10% off if you place an order directly with me. Okay, and that is, and don't make it into a huge conversation. All right, because most people, when you talk to them in the street, they are in the street because they're going somewhere and they're in a hurry. The last thing they need is for you to be stopping them and getting to where they want to get to. However, if they say, "Oh, you know, what is it? How do I get it?" or whatever, and they're enthusiastic, you can say, "I can offer you a chance to win one for free. Would you like to enter that?" And then you get them to fill out the information on one of these. Now, I have these printed, but you can just print them off on your computer if you don't want to go to that expense. And on this, it gives you, mine says, "Want a chance to win free makeup, complete your details, enter a monthly prize draw." And they just pop their name, their address, postcode, their email, their mobile number, and whether they're on Facebook, their Facebook ID. And it also says, "I'd like to learn more about hosting a party or becoming a representative." And when you've got one of those completed, that means that you have follow-up details, you have contact details, and they're yours to keep. Okay? And then the way you follow up with these is whether they win or not, you still give them a call and say either you did win the monthly draw, when would you like, I'll be sending it out to you, the item that you won, whatever you've given them, I'll send it out to you in the post. But then, and kind of you can elaborate on that and say, you can actually get some more products if you hosted a party for me, depending on where they live, obviously. Or they can host an online party for you. Okay, so don't just give your products away. Use it as a way to get in and have a further conversation. Okay, so that is Blitz cards. So you can hand these out anywhere. So checkout, you could be doing your shopping, and the girl on the till is talking to you. I did it the other day. I sold a mascara whilst out about it the other day because it was 9 at night. I was in our local supermarket buying my shopping, and I said to the girl, "You had a long day?" And she said, "Yes, I can't wait to go home." And I said, "Oh, I don't have to do that anymore. I don't do any clock watching anymore." And I said, "Because I work from home." And she goes, "Oh, what do you do?" And I said, "Have you heard of Unique?" She said, "No." I said, "Got out one of my Blitz cards. This is what it is. It's what it does." And she said, "Do you have any on you? Because I'm sick of wearing false lashes." And I said, "Yes." She said, "I finish at 9 o'clock. Would I be able to get one off you when I finish?" And I said, "Absolutely." So it's just having those conversations. So you can, like I say, you can do the girl on the checkout. When you go into the bank, anywhere that you go, you can have a Blitz card, drop the Blitz card, or a business card. So if you go out for lunch or for coffee or anywhere like that, you can give the girl a Blitz card or a business card when you pay. So you can say, "Thank you very much. Would it be okay if I give you one of these?" Don't make it into a big deal. Your job is to get people out there aware of what it is that you do and how they can contact you. And they might not contact you straight away. That's the thing. They might not contact you straight away. But if you give them something that they can have and they pop it in their handbag, you never know. The other thing I also add is if it's not something that you can use yourself, please feel free to pass it on to somebody else. Okay? So that's another way. If you go into stores, there's another thing that I do is I like to go into stores. I'm just going to move this. It's very putting on my screen. Going into salons. I know that some people will cold call and go into salons. That is not for me. Not something that I would do. I cannot stand, and I will tell you this for some of those of you that know me, I started my unique business in October, and it took me 6 weeks to set foot into a salon. I was a nervous wreck. But what I did, and I want to share with you, is I didn't cold call into a salon. I didn't just turn up in a salon. What I did is I went round to the salons I wanted to go into, and I wrote down all the phone numbers. So, and this happened as a result of me going to a salon. I knew that I wanted to go in there. I got out of my car, started to walk towards the door, and then froze. I thought, I can't go in there. Despite the fact I've got this amazing product, and I know everybody wants it, I just couldn't take that step. Now, that might not be you. You might be very comfortable walking into salons or walking into anywhere with your products. And if you are, my hat goes off to you, like absolutely salute you. But I'm not one of those people. But what I will do, and what I do is I drive around and I write down the telephone number of the places that I want to visit. And then I go back, sit down with a cup of tea, and I call them all. And I make an appointment to go in and see them. And the way that that call pans out is I ring up and say, hi, my name is Jenni Harris. I have a small makeup and cosmetic company. Would it be okay to come in and leave some catalogues or leave some money off coupons for the staff or your customers? And they go, yeah, sure, no problem. And then I say, brilliant, I'm going to be in the area later on today. Can I take a name? Can I take your name, please? And then I write down their name and tell them thanks for the time, and I'll see them a little bit later. So I do that with the list that I have, and then I go back at the times that I've said. I'm going in the afternoon, and when I walk in, I'm not cold calling. They are already what I call a warm customer. So when you go through the door with your Blitz cards or catalogue in hand, they know that you're not one of their customers, and you say, can I speak to Judy, please? Because that's the name of the person that you took on the phone. And they will say, oh, are you Jenni? And I go, yes, I called you out. And great, yeah, come in. And they are already warming to you. My issue with cold calling is if they're not expecting you and they're busy because you've not made any arrangements, that horrible feeling when you walk into somewhere and everybody turns because nobody's expecting you and they all look at you and you want the ground to open up and swallow you. Okay, and if they're busy, they're not going to put things aside to speak to you. Whereas if they're expecting you, the reception you get is far, far more warming. And I don't know if any of you see my Facebook posts, but I actually go blitzing with Fiona Wilson, who is, she's not actually in our team, but she is a wise sister, and we have a lot of fun. And the first time I told her about this method that I used, she thought it was absolute genius. But it was just something that I figured out for myself because I was a bit of a scaredy cat walking into salons or anywhere where people had the opportunity to turn me away. I didn't want that. So for me, ringing up, getting that pre-booked appointment, getting the name of the person that you spoke to makes it absolutely plain sailing because they're expecting you. Okay, so there's a little bit of gold dust I've just sprinkled all over blitzing for you. So, what else do I have for you? We talked about silent blitzing. Things to say. You don't have to say what I say. You can say exactly what feels right for you. Okay? And that's what this is about. At the end of the day, it's your business. You do the things that are right for you. I'm just sharing with you some of the things that I do. But that doesn't mean that it's gospel. It just means that there's some things that I do and they might work for you and you might need to tweak them and make them yours. I highly recommend that if you decide to go blitzing, particularly when you're going blitzing on purpose, so you're going somewhere with the purpose of blitzing, that you do, unless you're very, very comfortable, that you do it with somebody else. A, because it's a lot of fun. You have a lot of fun when you do it with somebody else. And B, if you hand out a few blitz cards and you get a little bit like you don't feel like it's going very well, it's really easy to hop into your car and go home. But when you're with somebody else, I mean, I routinely make a decision that I'm going to hand out 20 blitz cards while I'm out. So that is my intention. And because when we first started blitzing, again, I'm going to share with you the things that I've done. So you know what I've done, and I'm going to show you the things that worked and what didn't work. Is that if you just go out and say I'm going out blitzing, and you just want to talk to people, that's great. It's a start, but you just kind of your mindset is just like you're just kind of hoping that you're going to catch somebody's eye, and you're going to blitz them that way. Personally, what works for me is that I make a decision to hand out 20 blitz cards, and I know that I will hand out those 20 blitz cards because I'm not going to get back into my car until I've handed out those 20 blitz cards. Okay, so my mind is already made up that that's what I'm going to do, and I don't stop until I've done it. So you might decide you want to hand out 10 the first time you go out, or you might just want to hand out 5, or you might even just say, I'm so far out of my comfort zone, I'm just going to go out and do 1. And if you just do 1, I promise you, you'll love it, and you'll do more than 1, and then you'll build and build and build. So just stop getting in your own way, and just the only way to get over blitzing is to go and do it. Okie dokie. So what else do we have? Yes, so I've been talking to you primarily about blitzing with the product and leading with the 3D mascara. But you don't have to do that. If you decide you want to lead with the business opportunity, you can. The only thing that I find in a business opportunity is that you have to, I personally, I think that limits you in terms of how many people you're going to get to actually engage you. I think you'll get more no thank yous than you will more no thank yous with the business opportunity than you ever will with the product. And for me, I figured out that the more people you get that product, the more hands you get the product into, the more chance you've got turning those into party hostesses and then into team members and business partners, because they will try the product, they will develop their love for it just like we have, and then they'll want to take it to the next level. I think if you go out blitzing and you're trying to blitz the opportunity, I'm not saying don't do it, because you might be an absolute blitzing genius when it comes to opportunity. So don't listen to what I'm saying. I'm just saying what I do for me, and the reasons why I feel that and I've tried both ways, is that I've certainly had lots more people say no thank you to the business opportunity, and I've had one person say no thank you to when I've spoken about the product. So you make up your own mind what you want to do for you. I'm just going to share with you what I do and what has definitely worked for me. And leading with the product is definitely something that women are interested in, and then they can see the bigger picture with the party and the business opportunity once they've got hold of the product and they love the product. So that's my experience. Okie dokie, what else we got here? I think that's it in terms of that. Okay. So no, there's one more thing. So when you're talking to people, one of the things you need to try and do, and again, it depends on where you are, how much time they have, because if people are running, they're really not interested in talking to you and sharing their details with you. So you have to pick, you have to learn to read the situation that you're in and act accordingly. Okay, so don't try and hold people back and say, I need your details, if they obviously are in a hurry and want to go. Give them a blitz card and let them go. If you believe in the law of attraction, things will come back to you. You just let them go, put them out there and leave them to it. But if you have got somebody whose details you can get, is get out for a data collection card, or ask to friend them on Facebook and get them as a friend on Facebook, where they can see you in action, so they can see what you're doing, and you can make that connection with them once you get home, or start liking their pictures and start building that relationship with them on Facebook. So that's just something else that I want to consider. I think for me, I think that's it. The main thing is be in action. That's the main thing. Just do it. Go out and do it. And it doesn't matter how scary you think it is, I promise you, it won't be anywhere near as bad as you imagine it to be. It really isn't. And the thing is, like I say, you can go out blitzing with intention. I actually quite like that. But you can blitz anywhere. You can go out and be in action and be active anywhere. So like I say, in the supermarket, in the bank, at the children's play group, play area, coffee mornings, coffee shop, you can do and talk to anybody anywhere, and don't make it into a big deal. Keep it short and sweet, and let them ask you questions, okay? Or you ask the right questions to elicit the answers that you want. All right. So if you go to things like mom's pay, you've got a toddler, make sure that as a busy mom, and you are out and busy all the time. So I do get really a bit grippy when people say to me, I don't have time, particularly when they've got children, because you are out and about all of the time. So, you're dropping off, you're picking up, you're in schools, you're out of schools, you're at, activities, you come into contact with lots and lots of people. So give them your business card, and don't make, if you're still a little bit shy, just say, would it be okay to give me one of these? That's it. Don't make it into a big deal. Would it be okay to give one of these? My details are on the back. Give me a ring. If you're ever thinking of getting some new products, makeup products, just give me a call and I can talk to you. That's it. Don't make it into a big deal. All right? So I'm going to open up for questions. Has anybody got... Right, I can't actually see my... Where's it gone? Oh, here we go. Let's have a look. Studio. Right. Oh, okay. Wow. There are lots of questions in here. Oh my goodness me. Okay, so. I haven't got this open for me. Look. Mine goes everywhere with me. It's limited issue smooth. Hands off the bag. I need to get this away. Fantastic advice. Definitely going to try that. Oh my god, I'm doing it. Yes, I think I'll struggle with that, but offering products I was trying to just go entire situation. Okay, Laura. Yes, I think I'll struggle with that, but offering products I want to try. Do you just go in towns, etc. for this? I think what you're asking me, Laura, is do I just go into towns blitzing? I think that's what you're asking me. And yes, I do. But, like I say, I'm not so brave and bold that I go by myself. When I'm going blitzing into a new place, I have been going with somebody else. I go with another white sister, and we just make it into a fun day. We have fun, and when you're having fun, it doesn't feel like work. So you just take your bag full of Blitz cards. Like I say, I love this bag. This bag is a great conversation starter as well. Because you probably notice if you do follow me on Facebook that Fiona and I are always stopping for a coffee halfway through our morning. And our bag sits on our table and it initiates no end of conversation. No end of conversation starts. And we get all our stuff out and leave it on the table, and that ends again, that starts conversation. So you don't actually have to go, if you're not feeling on your own, I will sometimes just go and work in the library for the day. I've got an office at home. I'm very fortunate, but I will just go and work in a different place and strew my stuff out all over the place and start a conversation with people and say, I see that you wear makeup. Would you like to take a look at this catalogue? And they go, what is it? And our catalogues are absolutely gorgeous, and they do elicit conversation. So I don't know if you've seen the new ones. Here's mine. So these are the new ones, and they are absolutely beautiful. My details on the back, so I've got some stickers. So if you can see, lighting is absolutely shocking. There we go. So you can see there's my details on the back. So, I do sometimes, depending on how interested somebody is, I will just hand them a catalogue and they can give me a call when they're ready. So, yes, just do it. It can be scary, but honestly, when you do it, it is the most amazing feeling, because particularly when somebody says thank you, and even if they're not going. Don't go with huge expectations that you're going to sell out of every product that you possibly own. Don't do that, because you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Your job on that day is just going out and spreading the word. I say the same with events. I know that some people get very frustrated with events because they don't sell, £500 worth of products. If you go with that expectation, you'd be very disappointed. Events are a perfect opportunity to not only connect with new store holders, but just to connect with new people. And that's what I use events for. I do sell products at events, don't get me wrong, but that's not my primary purpose. My primary purpose is to get out and tell as many people as I possibly can what I do. Okay? And what I get back from that is I get a lot back from that, but I don't go with that expectation. Okay? Because if you're all geared up about, I need to do this, then you're just gonna come across as desperate. So I have a lot of fun at events just by talking to people, having a laugh, telling people what I do, and talk to people. And I make sure that everybody that I speak to gets a Blitz card, a business card that they can put in a bag, because at some point they may well come back to me. If they don't, they don't. No big deal. I haven't lost anything. But if they do, they do. So what else have we got here? Thanks, Emma. Nice in town tomorrow. Going to try that. Not when you get anything else. That's absolutely fine, Laura. You really can do what you want to. Personally, I would leave a business card, and I always leave a business card in with the bill. So that thing that they put the bill in when you go to pay, and when the girl comes with the tip, I leave a business card. What she does with it is entirely up to her, but I leave a business card inside that little black wallet thing, so that it's in there. And when I've gone, she can have a look, throw it in the bin, entirely up to her. But I wouldn't get hung up on that. I think lots of things people saying what a good idea, but I don't actually know what you're referring to, so I apologise for that. But yes, so in terms of going into premises, honestly, this has been a massive, it was an aha moment for me, and really changed the way I blitz in terms of going into properties, going into shops. And it doesn't have to be salons, it can just be going into anywhere, but ring them first, make an appointment, take the name of the person you've spoken to, and then go in that same day, or at least tell them if you're going to be going on Thursday, but make sure that person's going to be there. Personally, I would never leave it. I've made the appointment, go that day. So ring up in the morning, and then they say, I'm going to be in the area this afternoon. Would it be okay to come in and drop off some money off vouchers or catalogues or whatever it is you want to do, and then get the name of the person that you're going to speak to, that you've spoken to. So when you walk in, they're expecting you. And it's such a... I love it, because they go, hi, hi Jenny. You don't have to do the same thing. You just say, can I speak to whatever? And they go, oh yeah, you called this morning. And then they're interested in what you've got. So it might be a catalogue, it might be a Blitz card, but always they're looking at it when you hand it to them. And then you can have the start of the conversation. You don't have to just leave it. You can say, have you heard of it? And if they say no, if I'm going into a premises, I always take my sample mascaras with me. So I have my 2 tubes. I haven't got one on my desk here. I take my 2 tubes so I can actually show them what it looks like. And I always go in with one eye done and one eye with normal mascara, so that they can see the results for themselves on you. And I always have pictures. I have little file photos on my phone that I can show them lots of different eyes and looks on my phone, so they can see it for themselves. So those are just some of the little things that I do. Pages of notes. Do you advise blitzing in large shopping centres? Have a huge Westfield near me and I want to try. Oh, right, okay. Right. Well, Eleanor, you'd be really pleased to know that yesterday and Monday, Fiona and I were in a shopping centre called High Cross in Leicester. And that was the first time we tried a shopping centre, and I have to say we had great success. So, but what I would say to you is be mindful of security. So don't just start handing out your leaflets and chatting to people willy-nilly, because I don't think that's allowed in most shopping centres. But I would go into the shops. One of the things I did, you go into somewhere like Boots, Where they've got like the stands that they sort of like have aisles with makeup in. I went into that aisle, I think hands down, 6 Blitz cards in that aisle, because the women in there were already looking at makeup. So I just said, I see you looking at some makeup. Have you heard of Unique? No, I haven't. Okay, this is what it is. This is what it does. These are my details here. If you fancy having a little look, you can go to my website, have a look. If you fancy ordering a product directly from me, you're more than welcome. I'll just give it to them. If you order it from me, it will give you a 10% discount. So there you go. Just give it to them and walk off. So don't, like I said, don't have huge conversations. Don't walk around handing out leaflets, because in a lot of the shopping centres, they're actually private property and you're not allowed to do that. However, if you go into the shops, you're just discreet about it, and just talk to somebody and say what, just offer them a Blitz card, or better still, speak to the staff. So some of them are okay, some of them are not. Again, you just have to play it by ear and just see how you go. I think that's it. I do apologise if I seem to have jumped from bit to bit, but I have got, these are my notes. Pages, pages, and pages, and pages of notes. That's the backs of the notes as well. So I've got notes, lots and lots of notes. So, more notes. So I don't just turn up on these training calls for you with nothing. I do plan my training for you. So if you've got no more questions, Ali, you're very welcome. If you've got no more questions, then all that's left for me to say is, you're very welcome. All that's left for me to say is to have a wonderful evening. Let me know how you get on with your blitzing. I'd be really, I would love to hear from you. So just post in the group when you do something. I'm loving the energy in the group at the moment. It's absolutely fantastic, and that's down to you. I can post away all day long, and if you're not engaging, then it just doesn't work. So thank you so much for your participation. Thank you so much for being on this call. You're welcome. Being on this call tonight. Don't forget, if you are a new presenter, and that's anybody that joined between the 1st of January and tomorrow, today, get yourself onto the new presenter training call tomorrow night. I'll be hosting that at 7:30 for you, and we'll be going right into the nitty-gritty of the basics and what you need to get done, from setting up your first party to whatever. We'll cover it. We'll cover as much as we can in that hour. But that call will be once a month, and we do have, like I say, a new presenter training group which has lots of information in there to help get you started and get you started strong. So it's this is your business. It's entirely up to you how you choose to run it. All I'm here to do is to give you all the tools that you need to make sure that you have the best business that you can have. All right. So I'm going to say this out loud. We are a Black status team. We are. Okay. We are a Black status team in training, and that is what we are. We are going to be a Black status team. So if you share the same vision as me for yourself, okay, this isn't about me, this is about you. Whatever your vision is for yourself, then let's make it happen. I'm so excited. Have a great evening, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye for now.